Alrighty.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
You
Ah!
like inside information you have.
It was really intense. I feel like, honestly, I think I cried like the tears that you didn't cry and that he didn't cry. Like I was just like, whoa,
Wow.
you know? But I didn't actually see him, his physical body, but we were just communicating. And I just didn't really get much right away. And I had to keep like bringing myself back to this state of just completely letting go. In the beginning, gosh, there was so much energy. Just like I I don't even know how to explain it. There was so in the very 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 beginning, I was like spinning and I saw a circle just going around and around and around and I felt like I was like twisting, twisting, twisting and I was just like, okay, I don't know why I'm seeing that, but I'm just going to like stop that right now because it's making me but I kind of got mesmerized by just watching this thing go around and around and around. So I was like, huh. And then I was like, whoa, okay, that's enough. What I was seeing was just so much activity going on. And I don't know if that was his energy or just all of these people's energy that just wanted to, like, there was just a lot, a lot, a
Yeah.
lot, a lot. I'm
Yeah.
not used to seeing that much activity. So, anyways, just to say that right out of the gate, there was just a lot of activity, a lot of busy energy. Okay, so I'll just read. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I was able to connect to him. I wasn't able to see him, but he did communicate to me. He said that when he passed away, you were holding his hand. Yeah. Um, his right hand, my right, my right arm and hand were like twitching, and so that's how it just hit me hard. Right hand, you there holding his hand. I felt his pain and sadness of not being able to thank you and say goodbye to you. I felt all of that. I'm probably gonna cry.
I'm going to too, so let's just let it go.
A lot. But you were with him and he felt you. I felt his deep, deep sadness of not running away with you or talking to you, um, or seeing you. He has so much love for you. He said he went. So he said he went to heaven, and once he got there and saw his loved ones, he immediately asked if he could come back and see you and say goodbye and check in on you. He said he holds your hand while you sleep. He sees how happy you are. He's with you often. Now, back to your job here on earth for right now. He said he is going to help you write your book. He told me to tell you to pick up a pen and from writing his knowledge and connection and now knowing from all that he knows now from crossing over, he's basically going to, okay, let me just read because I don't want to repeat myself. So his knowledge and connection to the divine and heaven and all that he knows now will help you. He will be your connection to the other side. He wants to be your partner in this way. And this was also part of his destiny to help you write this book. Um, you ha- you had to meet him before he could die. Uh, this was the final thing for him to do. So he's connected to you. Like I saw your hand with a pen, and as he's telling me, he's showing me that as you are writing, he's writing through you. You're really, really clear is that he was waiting. I mean, not his, in his knowing, in his three-dimensional body, knowing that this is what, but his soul contract that he had to meet you before he could. And once he met you and he made that connection, then it was like, okay, I can go now. I made the connection and now I can pass on. And the stirring of energy and just like the chaos of it, not that it was a negative, it was just like almost like a little kid, just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, you know. I felt like he was waiting for me too to come so that he could relay this message to you. Oh, oh my gosh.
I mean, I was so drawn to, it's like, I need to talk to this girl. I mean, it's just, we never know why this stuff happens. We can't know, but it's like, I told you, it's like, you can't be shy in this business. You just got to go for it. So I reached out like, Jen, I don't know why, but I need to share. And oh my God, look where we are.
I
Oh,
know. And I didn't know if I was going to get anything. Oh, by the way, I felt his pain and yours. And I just burst into tears. And I'm still crying as I'm writing this, as I'm journaling. Because it just like opened up this, it was just like, holy shit. You know how drawn you were to go and you didn't go with your girlfriends.
yeah.
You know, like everything was like so calculated. And his rental was, didn't work out.
Yeah, and then my husband was going to join me. He was going to come in on Thursday. We talked about him joining me, and I'm just like, because I kind of offered, like, if you want to come see Sedona, but then he started trying to take over, and he's like looking at resorts, and I'm like, I walked in and saw him doing this. I'm like, oh, I'm like, you're not going. Like, I mean, everything would have changed everything.
The fact that he was just waiting there in the lobby, it was, yeah. Oh,
At the same time, we both show up at 1:30 in the afternoon to check in, but you can't be in it until 4.
right. I know.
And his words, sometimes you have to be late to be on time.
But I really got that hit like, yes, it was the final thing he had to do. Can you believe that?
Yes.
His part of his destiny is being the bridge between heaven and earth and to help facilitate you. I don't know what he did for a living. I don't know anything about his life, but this is part of his like being able to give back. But you guys made that connection. So now you can, and I wanted to ask like, okay, but I don't know that she's a channeler, but it doesn't even matter because you already made the connection with him. So now that whatever comes, he's guiding, he's helping, he's facilitating, and he is going to pass on his knowledge to you through your hand, your right hand. Are you right-handed?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that I said that was very intense and powerful. It's like I shed the tears you couldn't, and he couldn't. All came pouring out of me. He says, it's okay for you to cry. It's
Well, I
important.
have quite a bit.
He is with you and he is mourning with you. Yeah, then it's time to get to work. He told me there is more and to come back tomorrow or the next day after and we will continue our conversation. I don't know if I still feel like that today. Like, what more could he possibly communicate to me? But as the meditation was ending, and Bob Monroe comes on and says, okay, now it's time to go. Basically, like, leave your emotions there. Bob's saying this to me, and I'm like, okay, well, is there anything else that you want to say real quick? Because I'm leaving now. Oh, yeah, just basically come back and that we'll continue our conversation. His energy felt so excited, like he had so much to say to me, and there wasn't enough time to say it. So much busy energy. I think he was also waiting for me to come so we could connect. I did see him briefly, but I saw him standing with the wall behind him talking to somebody, and I saw him get weak and need to sit down and put his head up against the wall behind him. So I'll just read. I did see him very briefly. He was leaning up against a wall talking to someone, but I didn't see who it was. He got lightheaded or weak and he had to sit down on the floor. This was just something that he showed me. I don't even know what that is.
I
I
would
don't,
imagine that was the
I
night that he couldn't breathe very well, and then he ended up having to go to the hospital. So I bet that's they just realized because he couldn't breathe. It was humid, and he got a dehumidifier. Everything too late, so they had to get him to the hospital, and that was the beginning of the end.
but yeah, I just saw that like he just got like weak and just kind of needed to like sit down and that. But I don't know who he was talking to.
Right.
I And then I told you I saw the circle going around and around and around and around and around over and over and over. It mesmerized me and I wondered what it meant. I did not have any idea what that was. I still don't know what that is. And I also got that this is a metaphor writing.
Right.
You don't necessarily have to write with your hand. And I think I already asked you this before that do you feel like he visits you
I
and
do. I do. And it's like I talk to him all the time. I just feel like he's around me. And I'm going to definitely be much more mindful at night when I'm sleeping.
he holds your hand while you sleep? Because you guys never even held hands.
Never. The only thing we had in common that, I mean, he left a quarter that I picked up at the counter. And I was guided to pick up that quarter. The guy didn't see me. I'm like, I had to have it. And I saw him, but I didn't think anything. But I was just like, something about that quarter. It's the only thing I've ever touched of him because he finished that quarter.
You're telling me that now because I thought, oh well, you were because he said specifically you were with him when he passed.
That's
You were holding his hand, and so I just assume. I mean, and I know that you told me that you guys didn't even touch, but I just in that space, in that meditative space, I I felt like you guys had held hands or something.